What to Play presents 25 of the most anticipated Nintendo Switch titles coming out this year and beyond. With E3 coming to a close, we gave more priority to the games showcased during the event. To check out our full list, visit our website at whattoplay.com. You can also take part in our rankings by leaving reviews of the games that you've played. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. Capcom's kid-friendly version of the relentless monster hunting series. Like Pokemon, but with Monster Hunter monsters. The sequel to the 2016 title will feature notable changes to its gameplay. This includes the ability to impart newfound powers to your Monstie through the rite of channeling. Apart from that, players are encouraged to collect eggs and breed them into powerful Monsties. It comes out this 9th of July. The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD. Straight from the vaults of the Wii back in 2011 comes a high-definition remaster of Link's sky-soaring adventure. Skyward Sword HD remains unchanged from that of the original, but the polished visuals and the freedom to choose between motion controls or analog sticks make it at least playable. It comes out the 16th of July. No More Heroes 3. The third installment of the batshit crazy hack-and-slash game from Grasshopper Manufacture comes out this August 27. Return to the shoes of Travis Touchdown in a chaotic battle against invading aliens. Expect ridiculous and over-the-top action paired with its flashy combat system and charming characters. If you want to know more about this series, the first two games are available to play on the Switch. Sonic Colors Ultimate. The Sonic Gang returns in a vibrant remaster from its 2010 release. The popularity of Sonic skyrocketed with the release of its movie, and it's obvious this Ultimate Edition will jump on that hype train with renewed vigor. This is evident with its DLC content that lets you unlock the movie version when you purchase the Deluxe Edition. Ultimate will show off new and familiar colors of these speedsters this September 7. Ni no Kuni 2: Revenant Kingdom, Princess Edition. It's only a matter of time before we get the Switch port to the sequel of The Wrath of the White Witch. The Princess Edition will contain all the DLCs released from the original, including its Season Pass. There's not much difference in terms of visuals and improvements since it's a direct port. It's coming this September 17. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. With Pokemon Arceus also coming out next year, the first of the trio of the Sinnoh region classics will take over the Switch in a fresh remake. Both of these titles will feel familiar to old fans, but what sets it apart from the original is its distinct art style. For a game not made by their old devs Game Freak, this latest iteration of both games will retain its story and gameplay, but with a whole new layer of art style. It comes alongside Shining Pearl this 19th of November. Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. The Switch's portable functionality is probably the best way to experience this role-playing game from ZAUM. This Final Cut adds layers to its already impressive content. This includes full voice acting to match their mature writing and harder decisions to test the new and old players. No release date yet, but it's slated for a Q3 2021 window. Outer Wilds. Annapurna Interactive's gorgeous yet harrowing science fiction tale is making its way to the Nintendo Switch. If you don't know about Outer Wilds, it's best you avoid checking out any more of its gameplay aside from the trailers and see the game for yourself. It's a game best experienced blind, as it encourages exploration and kinda gives a lingering feeling of existential dread. It's expected to come out this third quarter of 2021. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now that Nocturne just came out on all its selected platforms, it's about time Atlus' latest installment of their Shin Megami Tensei games gets the spotlight. Taking place in an alternate version of Tokyo, players will embark on a dark fantasy adventure befriending and taking down demons. It's coming this 12th of November. The House of the Dead remake. It would be a waste not to return to this classic game from the dead. From the ashes of arcade machines, this remake will take old and new players into its clunky yet fun rail shooting gameplay. There are multiple endings as usual, and improved visuals to fit your Switch experience. Fall Guys: Ultimate Knockout. It only took them more than a year to finally put their beloved party game on the Switch. Mediatronic's award-winning gaming phenomenon will be available to play on Nintendo's hybrid console this year. Whether you're going portable or docked, the struggle is the same when grabbing that elusive golden crown. Cuphead, the delicious last course. Packed with new weapons and the cute Miss Chalice, this final episode of Studio MDHR's platformer has been on the back burner for quite some time. Originally slated for a 2019 release, it was delayed to 2021 last November. With almost half of the year gone, we should expect more news of its release sometime soon. Diablo 2: Resurrected. Blizzard's latest remaster once again takes players into the desolate Tristram. Resurrected is a new and improved Diablo 2 experience with improved visuals, sound, and it comes with the acclaimed Lord of Destruction expansion. This gives players hours and hours of dungeon crawling fun and nostalgia. The Switch version is slated to come out this September 23rd. Oxenfree 2: Lost Signals. The latest chapter of the eerie science fiction/teen drama game from Night School Studios. At a recent Nintendo Indie Showcase, they shadow dropped this trailer at the end, surprising many fans. There's not much info about its gameplay and story, but the trailer did show the return of the mysterious radio wave phenomenon. It's expected to come out this year. Pokémon Legends: Arceus. The last of the trilogy of the Sinnoh region Pokemon titles will take a different turn. Judging from the trailer footage, you can tell its aesthetics are based on Nintendo's very own Breath of the Wild. This ambitious new Pokemon experience will take place years before Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but acts as a part of the 8th generation of Pokemon titles. This open-world Pokemon game will come out on January 28, 2022. Genshin Impact. MiHoYo's action RPG has stolen the hearts of many, especially the anime fans. The allure of its gacha mechanics keeps players from moving away from the addicting grind. Unlocking new heroes and powering up your favorites is a constant rinse and repeat. New updates are continuously dropped, adding new characters and quests for more grind. It's coming to the Switch very soon. Splatoon 3. There's more explosions coming our way in this most anticipated chapter of Nintendo's third-person multiplayer shooter. What we were given is just a glimpse of what's to come. Its post-apocalyptic setting is definitely interesting. That means we'll be giving up those neon street signs and high-tech gear for primal gear. Who knows? We'll hear more about it next year. Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope. The sequel to Ubisoft and Nintendo's unlikely collaboration of two of their crazy franchises. Rayman's ferocious yet tameable Rabbids and Nintendo's very own Mario team up once again to defeat an enemy they've never encountered before. No longer limited to its tactical combat, join Mario and his friends alongside their Rabbids selves in a galactic adventure. It's set to come out next year. Rune Factory 5. The much-awaited sequel to the RPG/simulation game from Marvelous Inc. and Xseed is getting closer to its Western release. This year's E3 shed some light on the game's new gameplay and characters, including the English voice cast. 5 will finally turn its visuals up a notch with full 3D gameplay. It's coming early next year for the Nintendo Switch. Metroid Dread. It's a shame we never get to see any Metroid Prime 4 gameplay, but it looks like the devs are hard at work to satisfy fans. Before we get our hands on her next-gen adventure, let's go back to her roots with some familiar gameplay. Dread will take players into another one of Samus' adventures, but this time she's facing overwhelming odds, hence the Dread name. It's releasing 8th this October. Mario Party Superstars. If you're into the crazy shenanigans the Mario Party games have offered over the years, it's time you take a step into even more crazy shenanigans with Mario Party Superstars. Nintendo's recent Direct somehow took us back in time to the good old N64 days. Superstars combines all the best elements from the series for a chaotic and fun party game with friends or anyone online. It comes out this October 29. WarioWare Get It Together. Speaking of taking us back to the N64 days, another WarioWare game is coming and it looks even crazier than the last. Enjoy a boatload of mini-games, each with their own ridiculous and mind-boggling concepts. Get It Together's latest feature is the seamless co-op mode where you can finally play with a friend in its out-of-this-world mini-games, coming this 10th of September. Guardians of the Galaxy. Follow Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, and Groot into their usual science fiction hijinks in this fresh take on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. While you might be wondering how this is even possible, worry not, since it's playable via cloud version. Make sure you have lightning speed internet at home, otherwise you're missing out on this one. It's coming out this 26th of October. Life is Strange, remastered in true colors. Square Enix's beloved teen drama with a supernatural twist is coming to the Switch. It's about time. Follow Max and Chloe's bittersweet adventure in remastered format. There's no release date for the remaster yet, but true colors will be available on the console during its launch this September 10. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2. Nintendo's most anticipated sequel to their multi-award-winning open-world adventure is finally nearing its release, hopefully. This year's E3 gave us a sneak peek into what's to come with Link's new adventure. The trailer gave us our favorite adventurer soaring through the skies and facing off new enemies using newfound powers. Not much is known about its story yet, unfortunately. However, we know that traversal has improved, taking players into the land, skies, and maybe underground. It's aiming for a 2022 release date if everything goes well for the dev team.